Hello and welcome to another episode of Prophetcast. Today is September 14th, 2014, and as always, Prophetcast is brought to you by the Thought Prophets. The Thought Prophets is an atheist/secular group dedicated to the promotion of open discussion, continuous learning, skepticism, and science. You can check out our website at thoughtprophets.com. You can find us on Twitter by searching for Prophetcast. Man, it's been a little while since I've done this. Anyway, so you can find us on Twitter by searching for Thought Prophets, searching for Prophetcast, and you can join our discussion on Facebook by simply searching for Thought Prophets. Find us on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher, and listen to our entire archive on YouTube by searching for Prophetcast, or you can just go right to the feed, which is podcast.thoughtprophets.com. My name is Steve Hayes, and with me tonight is the tantalizingly titillating two-time tackle box, Dave Curry.
Woo!
Yeah, welcome, David.
Yeah, I kind of don't like how you call me a tackle box.
It started with the T, and that's really what I was going for. And
I know.
I was thinking about it all day long, you know? It's just like, what is
what
it? What could I call David?
Alliteration? No, not alliteration. Fuck, we were just talking about it earlier.
Yes, we were. We definitely were talking about it earlier.
ADD!
Anyways, right, squirrel! What? Yeah, so... Nice. So how's it going, man? Anything new and exciting?
That's going all right. For those who pay attention to my Twitter.
Pay attention to me.
Whatever. Yesterday went with the fam out to the Washington State Fair, formerly known as the Puyallup Fair, formerly known as the Washington State Fair. And that was really fun. It was pretty interesting. Took my daughter down there, of course, and she was loving on all of the animals and stuff. And apparently all animals go moo. Because once
cow goes moo, duck goes moo, dog goes moo, and moo goes moo.
Once she figured out that the cows were actually, like moo, 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 then it was horses, moo, sheep, moo. So that was really fun.
That's awesome. Everything goes moo. That's badass.
Burger the size of my face, and that was
the earthquake burger. Oh, those things are so awesome. I always get one of those when I go down there too.
I know. It's like a necessary step. It's like an initiation also. Like whenever people come here and they go out and it's like, oh, the fair is in town. What should we do? It's like earthquake burger, motherfucker.
Do this. Yeah. Oh, no doubt. Yeah, it's good shit. Although it's like what? Like they charge like $11 or $12 or something like that, don't they?
Oh yeah, dude. We spent $35 on 2 burgers, one with extra cheese, and then
like $4.
Brick of fries.
Damn.
It was $35. So, of course, outrageous fair prices, but it's well worth it.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, you get to wear it for a little while, at least in your ass.
Rub it all over my body.
That's not until later. Wait till after the show. You did save the fry grease, right? You just put that in the bag and take it with you.
Totally.
Use that for other things later.
I had them give me a doggy bag of their grease.
Oh, yeah, like a side of grease too, please. Yum. Nice. So other than the fair, anything else exciting, fun, thrilling?
No, I was about to ask you if you've done anything fun, exciting, and thrilling.
I have. Last week we had Hack Day for my at work, and I'm sure many of you don't know what Hack Day is. Essentially, at my work, what they allow us to do once every 2 months, they give us 2 days to pick a project of whatever we want. I'm a software developer, so I normally write code for a company, and they let us kind of pick a new technology or something like that. And for a while now, the companies, or at least the engineers, have been wanting to do like a blog or some kind of way to get their thoughts out more, as well as kind of that kind of helps attract some of the developers, kind of see what we're doing and kind of hear from us, right? Well, so I decided, well, shit, I've been doing a podcast for a while. Why don't I suggest that? So I suggested it. 4 other people jumped on board with me, and the entire dev team was really excited to do it because a lot of them wanted to do both an external and internal, to where we can when we get new people on, they'll go and listen to that. Like here's a discussion about our architecture or something like that, right? So I did a podcast, and it was really fun because it was very different than this one. It was actually like pre-recorded and edited and stuff, and so like
Right.
we kind of like we did a bunch of different interviews and things, and then a buddy of mine and a guy that was on the team, he had iMovie. And so he basically like made these different iMovies of like me walking around interviewing people and things, and it was fun. I'm gonna post it up when I'm allowed to. I don't know if I'm allowed to share it yet, but
No, yeah, I mean, I would, because when you sent me one of your videos, I liked it, and it was like YouTube was yelling at me. It was like, this is a private video, be careful who you share this to, and it's like, fine,
yeah,
won't touch, no touchy.
Right, fine, I'll just watch it. Yeah, I don't know, like I said, what I'm allowed to share. I mean, it doesn't show anything, like, we don't say anything that's horrible or, or that's revealing to our product. But anyways, I did that. So when we start producing that live, or if we do, I don't know, we're going to talk to the marketing team and my managers and stuff, hopefully this week.
Yeah, because, I mean, like, that's a potential... you would have to talk to marketing and possibly to HR also, because I mean that's putting people who might not actually want their
faces
involvement
and things
in the company, out there in the public realm, unless you get somebody to sign like a waiver every time that you record.
Exactly. And I think that there might be something inside of our like employee handbook or something that says whatever we do for the company is the company's, and so they can publicize it. But I don't know what the details are, but yeah, I'm pretty stoked to kind of get that going, and like it was really fun. Like anyways, I won't go into more detail about that, but you can check it out more. I don't even know what it's called. Like we just came up with like 4 or 5 different names, and we're gonna let my company pick whatever they want to call it. So, but anyways, that was really fun.
You lost me at Hack Day.
I know. I'm sorry.
Like technical code.
Yeah.
Glaze over. And...
make robots and do all sorts of really geeky, silly things, I guess is really what hacking is. But anyways.
But so
that's
just
my fun thing.
That is your something, but that is pretty cool. That sounds really interesting. It sounds very crazy.
It is. It's gonna be fun.
I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, holy crap! Heretic says that the Q&A section just says showcase, which I don't really. Did we activate the showcase, or was that just something that you were fiddling around with? I thought that we had activated the Q&A.
It's definitely the Q&A should be active. You can hit us up on Twitter if Q&A is not working.
If it's not working, if there are people watching who want to get in on the Q&A, but it's not working for some reason, just send us a tweet. I'm watching that all the time through the show, so you can tweet us your questions and get us off track from what we have planned on talking about today. So
I will say, like, I mean, Google updated their stuff, so like there's now like some kind of thingy down here right there that you can like
there should be
clap
something.
And stuff. Yeah, like apparently it's for like good points, and then you can say bad points. So we're gonna go back and
basically like a thumb up and a thumb down during the whole video. Like you can sit here, and if you like what I'm saying right now, you can be like, ooh, timestamp like.
Yay!
But if you don't like what Steve is going to be saying here in a couple of minutes, you can say timestamp dislike.
Ooh, just like that. With those exact noises, I'm pretty sure Google has my permission to use them. So I suppose we can get into some of this fun nonsense that's been going on. I know one of them that's pretty much a slam dunk of just. I mean, I almost just didn't even look at it just because of who it involves. But Mr. Rick Santorum on secularism, and for those of you who haven't heard this absolute nonsense, you can check it out on Right Wing Watch. Oh, you know what I can do? Oh man, I can try the showcase since apparently that's what you can see.
Oh.
Damn.
Yeah.
Maybe now you can see that. There you go. Anyways, there you go. There is that.
Have like a. I guess I should open up the showcase, shouldn't I?
Right, you really should, huh? Get with the program. No. Yeah, like I said, I just clicked the button. I see Q&A too. It says it's enabled. I'm so sorry, Heretic Woman. That sucks. Yeah, I imagine the Twitter we'll get you on the Twitter. But anyway, Santorum was talking about secularism, or he was bitching and whining about his specific belief about Magical Sky Daddy not being allowed in schools, and he was complaining about how we damn atheists or we damn secularists are banning his religion, but putting affront our religion of secularism or our religion of a lack of religion.
Yeah,
which
but
you came up with an awesome thing. Which
I know,
go
right?
for it. You definitely got to say that.
You're getting into it, definitely, yeah. And I mean, geez, now it's natural. It just sounds like I wrote all this out, which I technically did write.
Well, you did write all that out, but the one you wrote was awesome.
I know, but it's just far too easy to have ridicule gold when you have someone like Rick Santorum and Brian Fisher in the same room together. And last week on Fisher's radio show, TV show, Bullshit-a-Palooza, Rick Santorum went on to declare that secularism or the lack of religion is the same as religion.
As a religion.
We treat it as such so that we can ban secularism. Santorum said that Christians have allowed their faith to be removed from the public square and need to start fighting back, arguing that removing the Bible from public school classroom is not neutrality, but rather the promotion of the secular worldview. He suggested that conservative Christians everywhere should respond by calling secularism a religion, because if we did, then we could ban that also. Because banning the very definition of a lack of religion as a religion means that his religion can be the only religion that is allowed to be a religion in our public schools. And if I say religion enough, you start to forget that we're talking about basic lack of religion in schools. Religion.
Yes.
Keep calling it a religion, and then they can get away with spouting their religious bullshit to those who may not share the same views or just believe in what you believe altogether.
Right. I love how it's we're taking away the Bible, and it's like, but what about other people's, and what version of the Bible, and what's like what man, I haven't done this in a while. I'm forgetting my words. What sect of the Bible or of I wish I could edit this. What denomination? That's the word I'm looking for. What denomination, are we removing from the classrooms? But what about Muslims? What about anybody else that has?
Oh, right. It goes along with we haven't said it in a while, but a lot of these Christians, especially these conservative Christians and the ones that make it up into the higher echelons of government, they are stuck in this little bubble where either everyone believes as you do, or if they don't, they should. And so he doesn't take into account that yes, there are a lot of Christian students, but at the same time, there's Hindu students, there's Muslim students, there's Jewish students, there's atheist students, there's
no atheist students.
Well, whatever. Yeah, of course not. There's no.
We all have God in our heart.
Atheists don't exist, but it's being stuck in this little bubble where they just don't understand. Where it's like, okay, you want to fight for your religion to be put in schools, you realize that you're at the same time advocating all religions, because that's what separation of church and state effectively does for you. Everyone should be advocating separation of church and state so that there's no favoritism.
Right. That's the whole. That's pretty. I think it's pretty obvious where the nonsense comes in there. Just when he says in the video, just that the lack. They think that the lack of religion is very well a religion. You're just like, dude, come on, man. Think about what you just fucking said right there, dude.
Well, it's they also fall behind the wording of a worldview, where secularism is a worldview, just like Christianity is a worldview. And so that's where they get away with saying that it has tenets and it has all this dogmatic shit, where it's really not that at all.
No. Yeah. That's fun. So I feel like that's a pretty, like I said, when I was talking about like slam dunk, like that one's pretty obvious on that one. So I kind
Pretty
of wanted,
damn obvious.
right? I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about the anti-LGBT Christians boycotting the Cowboys.
Gay
Because
Cowboys?
The gay Cowboys?
They're boycotting gay Cowboys, yeah.
Gay Cowboys, yeah, no gay Cowboys. So, I mean, since the NFL
And,
started, whatever, like last week or something, I don't watch sports, I'm sorry. I really don't. But
Bro,
I don't.
come on. Don't you know that American football is the real football and the only football?
I'm not American enough, sorry. I don't say under God in the pledge, and I don't watch football. I'm pretty much a tourist.
Tourist.
I'm a tourist.
Well, I mean, Heretic Woman on Twitter says that Rick Santorum should be forced to be inclusive of witches and Satanists as well. Which I agree. I mean, they went religions, on their self. And Satanists especially, I completely agree. Because Satan is just the opposite of their religion.
Well, funny enough.
They validate Satanism.
Well, yes, they do. I mean, you can't have one without the other, right? I mean, but well, maybe you can. Maybe, of course, you can. You just have to read it the right way. Interpret it.
Right.
Yeah, actually, no. It was kind of interesting. Exactly. It's kind of interesting. I was listening to Godless Family earlier today, and they were talking to Religious T or Religious Tourist. Have you heard about what he does and heard about Religious T?
Yeah.
He's a pretty cool guy.
And I mean, it's way too early to start talking about Paul. But since you brought up,
hi Paul. Paul from Cranify Me, Paul.
Yeah, Religious T was on Cranify Me, and I think he was on a couple other podcasts as well. I want to say Adam had him on there too.
Adam, the Herd Mentality.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know.
I just heard him on Godless Family on Amanda's show, and it was pretty cool what he was talking about. All the different ones he went, all the different religions he's tried out, and he tried Satanism, and Amanda was talking about that a little bit, and some of the tenets of Satanism were I mean, like I could subscribe to some of those. Like some of it was fantastic. It was all about focusing on yourself and doing better for yourself. And
but then you're subscribing to believing in a deity. It is, like a, Satan, you're still subscribing to the belief in a deity.
Well,
like
yes.
that cannot mix with atheism whatsoever.
Sure, it can't. No, it can't. No, you're right. Yeah,
I mean, if you want to take
right.
the whole tenets about things about yourself and working towards like the community and things like that. Secularism.
Yeah, but I guess I really subscribe to that atheism label, and I really want to be an atheist. So you're right, David. I'm not going to be a Satanist because I really have to strive to be an atheist. I'm just right. No. Anyways, I was just saying it's kind of interesting some of the things that I haven't actually really looked too much into Satanism, but I mean, because I always took it as kind of a joke, but. For those who actually take it seriously, it kind of is, but at the same time, those who take it seriously, they've got some really interesting tenets. So, anyways, I thought that was kind of fascinating. Also, I see Cordy here is able to ask you about a burger. So, I'm wondering what was going on. It looks like the Q&A might be working. I just don't know if there's some funness happening there. So, where's his burger?
I don't know. I mean, I closed it. I thought that...
You closed his burger? That's horrible. Why would you do that?
Good question.
That's just rude.
Oh,
I know, that was a fantastic question. Where is his burger? And you closed it. Now we know. Anyways.
Cordy has to get over here.
Yeah, come over here, Cordy. Come chill with us.
So that he can buy us burgers.
Right? Yeah. Buy us burgers and then I'll bring you one. How about that?
Yeah.
Deal. So, anyways, we're talking about gay cowboys?
Oh, right,
But we're talking about, like, rhinestone cowboys, right?
Well,
he's a rhinestone cowboy.
We're not talking about those cowboys. We're also not talking about the Brokeback Cowboys, but we're actually...
No?
No, I know, and, I mean, that was such a good movie.
I should read the story then, because, I mean, I was really excited because I thought it had to be one of those two. And now you're telling me that there's a third option?
Yeah, there's gay cowboys. Like football players.
Oh. Man, we went back to the sports thing.
It's not. Yeah, it is about sports. It's about the Dallas Cowboys signing Michael Sam.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, in basically, yeah, we're trying to go with themes, I guess, but today is just about reasoning and how you can just get yourself into this groove of having no fucking reasoning whatsoever. But I mean, and another amazing story of the religious right to discriminate against those that they find icky or they don't like, or
Yuck.
wait, sorry. I mean, the religious freedom and family values that come along with Christianity.
Yeah, I get those confused.
Right, it's religious freedom,
Religious freedom and yucky.
freedom
They just sound so
against
similar.
those that you don't like. Yeah, but in response to the Dallas Cowboys signing Michael Sam, who is the first openly gay NFL player,
Fuck yeah.
was dropped from the Rams because of all the heat that they were receiving by right-wing conservatives and Christians and some GOP members like that. The same group that was planning on boycotting the Rams is planning on boycotting the Cowboys for their decision to sign Sam. One of the major players.
Go away.
I know it's fucking ridiculous. It's like, you know what? I would guarantee that there have been other NFL players that are gay who never came out. But
are you saying there's NFL players that have been doing it in the butt?
Well,
continue.
I mean,
their entire
career without coming out, and they haven't had a problem with that. But it's kind of like the don't ask, don't tell with the military. If you come out, you're going to come into situations like this.
Yep.
But one of the major players in this sign of ultimate moral values is Jack Berkman, a GOP lobbyist working to keep Sam out of the NFL. He's been like one of the major guys that have been fronting this whole situation since he came out. He said, "We cannot just stand idly by as Christian values and morals are trampled. We will do whatever we can to preserve family values in this country. Motherfuckers, and if you don't like it, you can get out."
Get out!
He didn't actually say that part, though, but
nope.
I mean, that's just the general logic. You would assume that, it would be like, if you don't like it, you can get out, motherfucker. But what's hilarious about this situation is that Berkman actually has a openly gay brother, Jim Berkman, who thinks that his brother John is full of shit, that he's just trying to get publicity for his lobbying firm. And but John continues to think that his boycott is going to hold massive weight. He threatened that the boycott against the Rams would have cost the Rams tens of millions of dollars, which is now a fate that awaits the Dallas Cowboys, which I find it hard to believe because the Cowboys are a major franchise. I mean, who are we going to watch on Thanksgiving except the Cowboys and the now not Redskins?
Well, that's awesome. I'm glad that that's changing. But yeah, I don't know. It gets really ridiculous when you're gonna hear. I mean, this is a game. It's entertainment. Who cares what their sexuality is? You know what I mean? And not to mention how much money, time, money and time are you wasting to go actually do this? Like, to waste the time to go and boycott a sports game? Why can't you be helping the poor? Why can't you be spending all this money and this time on the other parts of the Christian values that
because
you
football
so
is
true.
the ultimate American sport, and it's like the epitome of Christian values. Don't you know that?
I guess you know what? I guess you know what? You're right. I forgot that it was that was in the Bible. I suppose since homosexuality got a hold of marriage, now I suppose they need to get a hold of whatever's left, which is football. And football was founded on Christian values, just like America. So, and
even though wasn't there a part in the Bible that says that you should not play with the skin of dead animals?
Yeah, no, it did say that except if you're playing football. I'm pretty sure right after that it was like semicolon, unless you're playing football. Something.
That's the new President Bush version. The new
yeah,
president.
that was yeah. It was in addition to the Bush Testament. Pretty sure.
Right.
Almost positive.
Testaments.
Cordy, since I suppose do you want to say anything more about this nonsense? I mean,
Well, I mean, I don't even really know what else to say except it's the same fucking dribble all over the place. It's Christians thinking that they're the only religious people in the United States, and thinking that their religion holds water over every other person in the country or in the world, and they think that it's their freedom to, I mean, like I said, it's their freedom to boycott or to, discriminate against people that they find icky or gross. It's like, without the Bible, what other reason would you have to do this boycott? Because you find fucking homosexuals. Because you find fucking.
Don't think that's what they find, but yeah. Well, actually, they might find it
gross. Yeah, it's like, what other reason do you have? He's a professional. His entire life to get into this sport, and just because of what he may or may not do in the bedroom of his own home, you think all this time, and all this effort, and all this hard work, which is something that you champion, hard working nation, you're just going to take all of that away from him because you don't like his sexual life.
Well, that's right. And they justify it with their book, and demand that it be taken seriously and be taken some kind of special treatment.
They're obsessed with other people's genitals for some reason.
Yes,
they are.
Yes, they very much are. But I did want to, since I was going to jump off topic, because I didn't prepare for this, and I was interested to hear your thoughts on this, David. But what do you guys think about Obama's statement about ISIS not being Islamic?
I find it hilarious because, I mean, Islamic State.
Right. It says Islam right in it, right? Yeah. Is it Islamic State? Islamic State? No, I'm just kidding. That was just a joke. That's not. Yeah. How do you? Where does he get his justification for saying that exactly? Like, where does he get that idea that it's not Islamic? Did I miss something? Did I miss that memo? I got the TPS memo, but I didn't get the memo about ISIS not being Islamic. I must have missed that one.
I know. Well, I mean, I really think that it's just falling into, this PC. There's still this whole movement of anyone who speaks out against Islam or likes to point out the radical bullshit that comes along with Islam and is in their religion is Islamophobia. I mean, what do you think? Could be talking about something very different if the president came out to say that ISIS is the epitome of Muslim beliefs. This is where the Quran takes people. It's like, this is what they're supposed to do. It's in their book. If you really want to know, go and talk to our friend Paul and listen to his podcast. Mm-hmm. It's in the first fucking 20 podcast. Yeah, read yourself. It's there. It's like jihad, religious war, is mandated for Muslims. It's like, if you can get involved in jihad, get involved in jihad, is basically what it boils down to. And I find it laughable that the president would fall into being so PC that he would, pull the punches and saying that it's radical Islam and it's not the true Islam, the religion of peace.
Yeah, and like Heretic Woman says here, is that she thinks that he might be trying to appease moderate Muslims, which I could see that. I mean, that makes sense. I could see how. Yeah. How he's, I've actually heard that quite a bit. That was something that, since reading the Quran and speaking it a little bit, I've had some people who, it's always fun. I absolutely love, it's very similar to the Christian thing, where, people come up and they start criticizing me for criticizing the Islam and what's in the Quran, and they talk about, well, not all Muslims are like that, and blah blah. It's like, well, first off, I'm not talking about all Muslims. Never once did I say all Muslims. And two, it's like, this is what's in their book, and have you read it? And they come up, and these people that come up and complain about, you're talking about this. It's like, you haven't read the book, so I don't understand how you have, any grounds to complain really, or even try to say that no, this isn't what all Muslims are like or what they're supposed to do. There's people who aren't terrorists. Well, right, I didn't say that they were, but this is what's in their book, and much like Christianity, we address what's in their book and ask what's going on. There are people who choose to ignore it, which in their book again, it says what happens to those people, or it says what their God thinks about those people, or it says specifically, their God says specifically, don't not listen to me, bitch.
Right. Yeah, and not only that, but I mean, it says also that they are supposed to memorize the Quran. Right. So I mean, if you get a Muslim who says that not all Muslims believe that, and that's not the way of Islam or whatever, it's like, well, where the fuck did these people get it? Because you're both memorizing the same fucking book, and these people are taking the literal interpretation of your book. What else am I supposed to fucking think if it says in there, memorize this book, follow it to the letter, there are supposed to be no interpretations?
Right. Exactly. The book hasn't changed, and they stand up and they say that all the time. Hey, this book hasn't changed, like the Bible and all its versions and it's different, blah. Sure, okay, cool, it hasn't changed. Okay, well, when I'm reading this stuff, when it's talking about slavery and, beating your wife and raping women and shit like that, help me out here real quick. If it hasn't changed, that stuff's not good. We figured this out, as rational people, that kind of stuff's fucking nonsense. So help me out here. If I'm looking what's in this book and I'm supposed to take, not take all the media and everything that I hear about Muslims or Christians or whatever religion, if I'm supposed to judge a religion based on their holy book, and when I look at their holy books, I look at the Quran, it's horrible. I look at the Bible, it's horrible. I look at all of these different religious books, and they're horrible. Sure, there are nice, lovely messages in there, and there are things you can follow, but there are things in Harry Potter that are awesome and you can follow. You don't need to subscribe to the whole book. Anyways, you know what I mean? Like, there's fantastic things in Harry Potter.
There's a lot better messages in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, but, Harry Potter's got, like, magic and wizards, a lot more wizards. There's only, a couple wizards, 2, I'm pretty sure. And actually, there's more than 2. There's I suppose Radagast makes 3. I suppose you guys go visit a couple of wizards. Anyways, we digress from Islam to Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter.
No, but
anyways, going back, like if I'm supposed to look at this book and I'm supposed to judge, or I'm supposed to try to understand this religion based on their holy book, It's
what else are you supposed to do?
Yeah, what am I supposed to do? Yeah.
The best way to judge a religion is by judging or taking a look at the fundamentalists of that religion also.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, man, we got a couple things all over the place. Our Q&A keeps flipping between showcase and Q&A, and people are tweeting, and sometimes it's working here, but. I mean, Heretic Woman said that she's tweeting with the moderate right now who has an excuse for everything bad so far, and that enables extremists, in my opinion.
Yeah, I've definitely found that to be pretty similar. In extremists. There's some people. There's a couple people in our group, for example, that constantly are completely mistaking the message, or they just not even mistaken. They just completely ignore the number of times that we've explained the same thing to them over and over and over again. That again, we're looking at their book. We're not judging. When we say this is what Christianity says, we're not saying all Christians do this, and just because a group of Christians do this thing doesn't mean that we think that all Christians do this thing. We look at your book, we look at what your book says and the religion says, and we make a determination from that. And it's not all. We're not trying to lump all of them in together. And once you fucking figure that out, you'll actually maybe start, be able to progress past this point that you are. Anyways, again, I digress.
I think that we can actually talk about this for a while because people are getting in on this shit.
Yeah, man. No, I'm down.
We're close to our last story, and we only still have like a half an hour here.
Yeah, we do. And yes, Amanda, we were talking about the messages regarding morality in Harry Potter versus Lord of the Rings.
Because it's the shit.
Both of them are, yes. Both of them have fantastic. Both of them are better. I would suggest reading Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings versus the Bible and the Quran, because both of them are much better in terms of messages, positive messages, and fight scenes. I mean,
I don't know. I mean, the Bible has some pretty horrid fights. But I mean, really, I think
Anyways.
in like enabling extremists on both sides in all religions. I think the best analogy that I heard was looking at it as as a football team. I mean, going back
Hmm.
to sports here, it's like when a football team goes to the Super Bowl and they win the Super Bowl, they don't just give a ring to the people who were actually playing in the game. They
Right.
also give a ring to the people who were on the bench. They give it to the coaches. They give it to the staff. They give it to everyone that was involved with the team.
Hmm.
So these people who were out there who were causing all this fuss, by sitting on the sidelines, you're still on the same team. You're still all
Right.
Christians. You're still all Muslims. You're still all Jews, whatever. And so by trying to validate or excuse away what these people are doing, you are actually giving them license to do or continue what they are doing.
Yeah. I it yeah, it's hard to explain that sometimes to some people. You really have to, or at least I mean over like a Facebook texting. It's really kind of takes a conversation sometime to get people to understand that. And I think that's a really good analogy. Um,
Totes.
yeah, you know what I mean? Because I mean, yeah, I mean they're all playing for the same team. They're reading from the same book, and
Yep.
just because they don't follow this part, I mean, they're still advocating that their religion be taken seriously and that we're supposed to respect it, just like the extremists are. Except that we're supposed to somehow differentiate the extremist Christian and the moderate Christian and the not so moderate Christian when they all identify as Christian and they all get their shit from the same book.
Mhm.
They get the morality from the same book. They get their rationality from the same book. Help me out here. You know what I mean? Like, how am I supposed to tell?
Yeah. How?
I'm just reading your book, and I can see where they get this information and where they get these ideas from.
Yeah. How am I supposed to tell which interpretation is correct?
Exactly.
Like, give me
You
a
guys can't even tell what the right fucking interpretation
right.
is. There's so
Yeah.
many different denominations and so much fucking argument between Christians themselves. They can't even tell you what the right interpretation or the right denomination is. It's ridiculous. So man, religion is just fucks everything up. Really does.
It infects everything, right?
It
And
affects and it fucks everything.
going back to Twitter here, Kevin
Hey
at
dog.
_K_J_S. It's kind of, I never really noticed that.
Yes.
He says we don't have to address what Zionity? Ooh, I'm so saying that wrong. Would be like to do to infidels because it doesn't have the power to enforce its desire.
That was reading good.
I know I read well. No, I know in if I'm interpreting that correctly,
Okay.
yeah,
Here we go. Man.
when these Zionists are in power, much like all these Islamic states that we have, all these Islamic theocracies that we have, it's easy to see what happens when these religions are in power. You get
Yep.
people who have honor killings for their daughters who happen to break their hymen before their wedding night, or these girls who want to go to school,
Yeah,
or
that's a
even
good
just
example.
speaking out against the theocracy and these.
Or taking off your hijab. I mean
Yeah.
that seems pretty unreasonable. I'm sorry. Kill someone because they took off their hijab. I heard this awesome skit with some people that were talking about that. Actually, I think it was on some like Koreanify Me or something like that.
Huh,
Pretty
yeah,
sure.
I wonder
I
what.
believe it was episode 31. I'm pretty sure. Anyways, yeah, it's just right, and some of that though, as again, bring up Amanda. Amanda talked about it's cultural, and like some of the honor killing stuff isn't. Or no, yeah, some of the honor killing stuff isn't from the Quran itself, or isn't from the religion, but it's more cultural kind of thing. But there are religions, obviously, that do endorse
Well,
that. But
Well, it's kind of interesting because I mean there are these imams who are like religious authorities who create these fatwas.
fatwas.
And
The
those are
breastfeeding fatwa.
basically like religious edicts where it's like moral and they just make pronouncements that become social laws, that become moral laws, that become, you know, all of these different cultural things that
yes.
are spawned from the theocracy and from the religion being in control of the government and the people around it. So these honor killings are a byproduct of this religion being in control.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah, and exactly. I'm not saying that it's not. I was just saying it wasn't directly. Sometimes it's not directly inside the religion, which I thought was kind of fascinating. But yes, religion, much like we just said, it infects everything, and it gets its fingers, its tentacles, and everything.
And Kevin says again, think Inquisition. Christianity was as bloodthirsty as Islam when it had political power. Too true.
Yep.
Man.
And the Crusades, and think about witches. Yeah, burning witches. Yeah, it on and on and on. Right. Yeah.
Anyways,
on and on and on. Yeah. So yeah, it's it's definitely an endorsement. I definitely agree with that. Agree with that. Agree with that. And yeah, I mean, man, you guys are going crazy. This is awesome. Scathing honor killings. Yay! Yeah, and again, for those who want to hear a little bit more about honor killings, go listen to Corinne and Find Me episode 32, with Amanda. And 31 if you want to hear that awesome skit I was talking about with David. Anyways, so we have one of these bad boys left. We said, right? Do we want to do we want to keep going? Do we want to clear up some of this? Some of this nonsense you people are cluttering our Q&A up with.
I suppose so. I mean, yeah, we got like a couple more comments on here. Ninshark at Ninshark on Twitter asks if we have an audio-only version, and yes, we do. It's podcast.thoughtprophets.com. I'm sending you the link right now.
Right now. You can also find us on iTunes, Stitcher, and Podbean.
Yeah,
just search for Prophetcast, and we should come right on up.
We'll pop up. We'll pop up here and there.
We will pop up. We definitely will. We'll pop up like an inconvenient boner.
Totally.
So like a funeral or something like that. So we had.
Yes, Amanda, we cannot have anyone disagreeing with us. That is why we deliberately, had Google go fucking crazy on this.
Right.
Crazy ass shit.
Yeah, pretty much. I just don't want people to, to disagree with me. At all. I just delete those questions and comments when people disagree.
We don't like varying opinions.
No! We say we promote open discussion, but by open discussion I mean I want you to hear what I have to say, and then that's it. That discussion's over at that point.
Damn.
Once you hear what I have to say. It's open until I'm done talking, and then it's closed. We're finished.
Exactly.
No, so I guess we have two stories. One of them, I didn't read this one. I'll be completely honest with you. There's the Washington Congress held in contempt. Do you want to give me a little rundown on that? What is that? The hell? Sure. What the fuck does that title mean, David?
What the fuck does that mean? So I mean, this is something that has been in the works for a little while now.
Okay, go ahead.
You know how, like, the state government is supposed to use taxes and revenue to pay for things like roads, schools, social services?
I thought you were going to say drugs, alcohol, party. Okay, right. Well, they're supposed to pay for that. Right.
They're supposed to pay for that. I want them to pay for my drugs and alcohol. I would love that.
Yes.
But, the important things. But it seems like that our very own state is failing to do so on the education front, and they've actually been doing this for a while. Failing to properly fund and use the taxes that they enact for education. They keep saying it's for education, but we don't know where it's fucking going. The Washington Supreme Court issued a decision on Thursday, September 11th, holding the Washington State legislature in contempt for its lack of progress on fixing the way that the state pays for public education. But they haven't actually made any punishments yet. They're waiting until the end of the 2015 session to actually start making sanctions and things like that.
What day was this again? I don't remember what day you said.
September 11th, 9/11. Pretty easy day to remember.
Yep, that one.
Should we have a moment of silence?
No, we should definitely have a prayer though. I can lead us in a prayer. I am a minister, after all.
I mean, yeah, we can't really ever
clergy.
forget about that and what came from all of that. But
sorry, forget about what?
That's kind of a diversion. But yeah, I mean the court is waiting until the end of the 2015 session before actually making any kind of rulings on like fines or sanctions and things like that. So far, the court has the power to either rewrite the budget, put possible punishment on lawmakers or individual lawmakers and senators and things like that. And they can revoke tax exemptions also because of this contentment. So far, the cost of the reforms for our state has been estimated right around $4 billion or more each biennial state budget. So every couple of years we have a $4 billion biennial. Biennial?
Biannual?
I don't
know. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, estimated that we have $4 billion put towards education, and biennial, yeah, it means taking place every other year. So yeah, sure, by whatever.
All right, just making sure it's the same thing. That's what I thought.
And in the most recent budget, our esteemed lawmakers added another $1 billion in education funding. However, since we have a split state government where we have a Republican-controlled Senate and a Democrat-run House, they're unable to actually create a budget on or make cuts or raise taxes to satisfy what we need to do with all for education in our state. And without getting into more messy details, basically back in January, the state Supreme Court ruled that the state's education funding system was unconstitutional and gave lawmakers until the end of the 2017-2018 school year to fix this problem, detailed in a lawsuit that was put together by a coalition of teachers, parents, students, community groups, basically saying, you motherfuckers need to get your budget set so that we can actually have good schools. So far, the state has done jack shit because our House and our Senate can't agree on anything.
Oh, surprise.
Doesn't this shit sound familiar?
Yeah, a little bit, actually. It sounds very familiar, as a matter of fact. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't this sound like, the last 7 years, well, no, more like 4 or 5 years, actually, coming from, our U.S. government having the exact same problem where the House and the Senate can't fucking agree on a fucking budget. Why can't we put these motherfuckers in contempt? I would love to be able to put a lawsuit against these motherfuckers.
Right? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the Senate, that whole piece of fuckery that is our government really needs a reform, I think. I really don't like the way that works the more and more I learn about it. And it's just, and not to mention the things that those people get away with, it's just disgusting. It really is. Absolutely fucking horrible. Anyways.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that senators and, representatives, well, senators more than likely can, die in office and they can just keep getting, re-voted in and re-voted in and re-voted in until people either get fucking sick and tired of them or they fucking die. That shit's fucking ridiculous. I completely agree that we need to have some sort of reform. Like, they need to have maybe 6 years long in office, like at the most.
I agree.
We have a time limit on the ruler, the president of our country. We have a time limit on how long rulers. Yeah,
he's such a ruler. They have so much power.
It's not like he creates the laws or anything, which he doesn't. These fuckers do, which they can't get anything done. But I just realized that we have been cursing a lot talking about the government. Maybe we shouldn't do that as much.
Yeah, probably. Well,
talking about the government, I mean,
It's not like they record. Oh, yeah, there's a transcript. Who cares? It's not like I said I was a tourist. Oh wait, shit.
Oh.
Anyways, we'll be fine. Oh, we're losing viewers. What's the FBI symbol for? Oh, that's weird. Someone's looking at me. Hi. Anyways, no. I don't think. No, that's the best part about this country is we have the freedom to say this shit, and I think it's fucked up the way our government is, and I think that it needs to fucking change.
Serious.
It absolutely needs to fucking change, and so, fuck yeah, we have the right to say this shit. So, I hope they're listening to us.
I know, right?
And if you're not, why the fuck aren't you? I mean, honestly. Anyways.
So
yeah, that's fucking depressing.
So I don't even really know where to go with this. I mean,
I was gonna tell you something on a slightly happier note since we're talking about teachers. There was a teacher who resigned, and they're not gonna have him back, or he's not gonna come back until they start teaching Jesus back in the school. So I'm kind of glad that
really?
guy's gone.
Wow.
Yeah. So there's a public school teacher who couldn't keep his religious beliefs to himself. It was on Patheos, however you say it. It's from the Friendly Atheist. And a dude named John Osborne, he was a history teacher, had worked at the Sequoia High School in Canton, Georgia, for 13 years. But he decided to leave when he realized that his classroom was not a substitute for church and that he wouldn't be allowed to talk about Jesus. He was basically frustrated that he couldn't talk to his students about God and Jesus Christ.
That's awesome.
Right? He said that I teach world history, so there's a lot of talk about religion, and I teach world history, so there's a lot of talk about religion, and really all I want is equality to talk about everything in America, including Christianity. Ooh. Which I wonder. This is what Osborne said, and I wonder if he wouldn't also mind talking about it, the Muslim culture and the Jewish culture and the Hindu culture and the Buddhism culture and all of that. That's all in America.
Yeah, if he really wants to talk about American history, he should definitely be talking about the Jews.
Yeah, and Native Americans as well, which I know we talk about, but there's a lot more culture. Like there's a lot more thoughts of their religion and their gods and things of that. A bunch of different tribes have different concepts and different ideas. Why aren't we teaching all of that stuff too? I'm sure that history teachers gung-ho about teaching all of those same subjects too, right? Not just Christianity.
Well, those are dead religions.
Oh, you're right. I forgot Islam. Yeah, and all that Buddhism shit's all dead.
Yeah, they're not dead. I'm talking about more like the Native Americans.
Oh, those guys. Yeah, all the Native Americans are dead. You're right.
No, their religion. Religion is dead. Not them. I mean, a lot of them are dead, yes.
Yes.
Because of, are the people who settled this country.
Yeah, the ones we're talking about, at least at this point, probably. Right. I mean, unless they're alive, which is fucking amazing, but...
So now we're kind of on the same page.
Yeah, at least we're reading the same book, at least, I think. Is the cover green? You have the green covered one?
No, mine's red.
Ah, fuck.
No, didn't I tell you I stole a Gideon's Bible out of a hotel?
Did you?
Yeah.
Nice.
No, we were, or maybe we were up in Port Angeles, I think. And
I found one on the ground.
Which place was that? I don't remember exactly.
It was a sign from God.
Oh.
I was like, oh, he wants me to read this, and so I turned to the, passages I knew were horrible. It's like, hey, look, yeah, there they are. Slavery and shit, yay! Oh, that book is fucking horrible. Anyway, so yeah, that guy's gone, and that's really all I put on here. Was just like he was talking. He got all pissed off. He's been warned a number of times about his, proselytization, not prostitution, his proselytization,
right.
And very different things. Well, I guess not really. They're kind of the same thing. You're selling something, and they're both going for a happy ending, right?
I guess.
Hey. Come on. Anyways, yeah. So he's been warned a couple of times, and I'm glad that this dude's gone, and I hope that that more schools stand up for that kind of thing. They continue to let teachers go who can't keep their religious beliefs themselves because it doesn't belong there. You have enough in your fucking churches and your youth groups and your Wednesday night bingo, Jesus bingo. And shit like that.
I mean, if you're going to be, unprofessional enough to not separate your personal beliefs and all of that from your public school job, go and work at a fucking Christian school. Go and work at a religious school that is going to be willing to accept your bullshit as their own. Because I don't need that in my public schools.
Yep.
I don't want a teacher teaching my daughter who cannot separate their personal beliefs from the curriculum that they're teaching.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Especially their religious beliefs. But, I mean...
It does, and then it just doesn't belong there. Again, they have too much. You have enough places for it. Just stay out of my fucking classrooms.
Exactly, and I mean, if we really did go down the road where it's like we are going to start teaching, religion in schools, then it needs to be a fucking comparative religion class, and they need to talk about all religions, not just one.
Yep.
And there should be an atheist teacher.
I was gonna say, let me teach it. I'll teach it.
Right.
I'd fucking love to teach it. All right, you little fuckers, ready to learn some shit? Pick one of these books. Which one you want to fucking learn about?
Sodomites.
Right.
Woo.
Right. Anyways. So we have 4 minutes, dude.
Awesome.
For our nice hour-long conversation. That was fun.
And you were worried we weren't going to fill an hour.
I can always fill it up.
Oh.
Anyways, so
you have 3 pieces of evidence to prove that. So.
That's right. Hey.
Hey.
That I know of. Wait a minute.
No.
No, I don't think she's hiding anymore. I really don't. It'd be really amazing if she was.
You cleared out your basement and
exactly.
found all of them last year.
This is where we put them. I've been looking for you, Tyler and Noah, for the fun of it. I don't know. Why not? I hate that little one. That's why I put him down there. Thought I'd see if he built a boat if I flooded the basement. He did. Go figure.
Was there a line back there?
I think so.
Saw?
I'm not really sure where it was. So, anyways, was there anything you want to do? Anything you wanted to touch up on that you feel we missed, or we wanted to?
No.
Chance to say?
No. I mean, it's just funny how. Yeah, I mean, like I said, that Christians are stuck in this little bubble where it's either, people believe as they do, and the concept of having other beliefs is foreign to them, and so.
Yep. Or they only focus on the good.
Yeah.
Never also attribute the bad. Yeah.
Three
Any pimpins?
Nothing new from last week. I mean, you can check out my skit that I did with Jake Farr Wharton and Candace Bell and Paul and Mrs. Q. Episode 31 of Cranifying Me. You can check that out. It was pretty awesome. And next week, Thursday. Yeah, going to be on Gamma Atheist show, David Viviano, his Atheist Hangout. So
yeah, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, you're actually going to, like we said last week, you're actually going to be able to bring some viewers to his shows, so that's nice. Maybe you might be able to, maybe he'll strike it big.
Should be fun.
Right? Yeah, that's awesome. Cool.
Wait, no, I actually found out who we were talking to. Sorry, I found out who we were talking to. Let me pull it up. We're actually going to be talking about Islam. Surprise, surprise. And we are going to be talking to. Let me pull up.
I was going to say, I feel like you're trying to pull something up right now, like a document of some sort.
Trying to delay as much as possible.
You're doing a pretty good job so far.
Talking with Faisal Salid Al-Mutar, who moved here from Iraq. And
I feel like that was worth it.
The global secular humanist movement, and we're going to talk about ISIS.
Nice. Oh, cool. Good. Well, then, some of those ISIS questions that were coming through, check that out next week then. Maybe we'll be able to go there and get some of those answered. Or ask David now, and then he can address them.
Right.
No. Or he can dress them.
No.
Yeah, so, anyways, nice, cool. Right on. Yeah, that's going to be awesome. I know I'll be watching, listening, judging. Look at the baby. Yeah. Cool. All right, well, in terms of I don't have anything else I want to say, but pimpin' wise, I already obviously pimped out. We pimped out Paul, pimped out Godless Family. Check out Godless Family on Tuesdays. Also check out my wife's blog, humanistmom.com. She writes some awesome things, and she's got some fantastic posts that she just recently put up. So I definitely think you should check that out. And I'll let you guys know some more about what's going on with my podcast at work. And I'll hopefully be able to share those videos because they're really fun and really kind of silly. So yeah, that's really all I've got going now. So yeah, make sure you guys check out our website, thoughtprophets.com. Follow us on Twitter at thoughtprophets as well as at Prophetcast. You can follow me at Steve Hayes. Follow Dave at DaveTheist. And you can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Podbean. Please rate us and leave a comment. Would be awesome. Tell your friends about us. Tell your friends about the show. And subscribe. All right. And check us out. Usually on Sundays. We're going to be doing it at will-ish, so we'll let you guys know ahead of time. But yeah. David, thanks again for joining me on this fantastic Sunday. Godless Sunday.
It's always us.
Yeah. And that's how it should be.
Woo!
Only us on the airwaves, ever. We're the only show. No, actually not, because I love a lot of the other shows. So, yeah, check out the rest of the shows that we mentioned throughout the podcast. And, Dave, I'll probably hit you up right after this. And you, have a godless night.